Good morning. It's Monday morning, meaning it's time for some Motivational Monday. My name is Christopher Donnell, and I'm the pastor here at Urbana United Methodist Church. And so glad that you're joining with us today online here on either Facebook or YouTube. And for those of you who join every week, we're so glad that you do that and check in with us. And for those of you who may be new, we're so glad you're joining in with us today. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Maybe you've heard that scripture, you've heard that phrase before. Maybe you've seen it on a bumper sticker or a plaque, or it's a prayer you've even prayed for your family, or maybe it's really meant a lot to you in the story of scripture that it has a deep meaning about belonging to God. Well, Joshua was the leader of Israel after Moses, and he was towards the end of his life, and he gathers up all of the tribes of Israel. And he basically says, we need to renew our covenant with God. We need to remember what he has done. We need to put a stake in the ground of what our life will look like from here on out, post my leadership. I'm not going to be here forever. We need to serve God forever. And if you don't, I'm sorry, but at least for me and my house, we will. And he goes on his whole journey. He recounts the entire faithfulness of God from Abraham all the way to the present day, and how God brought them out of Egypt and led them to the wilderness and then gave them the promised land. And he then urges the people directly to make a deliberate and intentional choice to forsake idols and only serve the Lord exclusively. And here's what Joshua 24:15 says, "But if serving the Lord seems undesirable for you, then choose for yourselves this day who you will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served before the Euphrates, or the gods of the Amorites in the land you are living." That's the idol worship he's talking about. But then he says, "But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." And this past Sunday, we just celebrated 9 baptisms about how God is moving through households. People who are intentionally choosing their entire households to get baptized, and they're choosing for their children to be baptized. You're really seeing this stake in the ground. This covenant says, no, God, you are faithful. We want to follow you. And so as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And Joshua really just does it as an example. He says, regardless of what you choose, if you're going to go back to the idols you have worshiped in the past, if you're going to be dabbling in the idols that you are worshiping now with these Amorites, that's whatever. It's not great. Don't do it. But for me and my house, I'm going to take personal responsibility. I'm going to lead my house. I'm going to lead my family, and we will serve the Lord. And then he calls the entire nation of Israel, all the tribes. He says, let's make a covenant again with God. May you serve God, your entire household. May they fall in love with God. May they live for God all over again. Let's put a stake in the ground once again. So the motivation is this week is, may you and your house serve the Lord. May you and your house continue to be a part of what God is doing in our day, not just in the times of Joshua's day, but in our day. May your house be a place where covenant with God happens, where you are in relationship with him and with each other, and you're encouraging each other to grow in faith and stay away from those idols, those things that are distracting us, and you're encouraging faith development, your faith journey. So this week, may you and your house serve the Lord together.